Okay. Well, welcome to my webinar regarding the Real Food Reboot. It's my 6-week group nutrition program. It starts on the 5th of March, so I'm excited for it to start and get you all going on this. So this webinar is just about what is the Real Food Reboot all about. And just before I get started, if you don't know me, for those of you who don't know me, I've been with Orange Theory Fitness for almost 8 years now. It'll be 8 years a week from Monday, I think. And I've been in the fitness industry for 13 years. I'm a personal trainer and also a nutrition coach. And I've worked at everywhere from big box gyms to mom and pop gyms to boutique gyms. And my husband and I now own the Orange Theory in Colleyville. And so about a year ago, I started my own nutrition business to help our clients and anyone who is looking for the other side of the picture, which is nutrition. I've been in fitness for a long time, sometimes get frustrated with, the nutrition being such a huge part of the picture and it's not really addressed in fitness. So this was the answer to that question. So I'm just going to dive right in here to the actual presentation. And reading the bullet points here, the Real Food Reboot, this is a 6-week nutrition program with lessons covering all macronutrients. So if you don't know what a macronutrient is, that's when we talk about carbs, proteins, and fats. We also cover vegetables, which are a carb, but they're super important. So we kind of separate them out and track them separately and talk about them separately so that we know that we're getting enough vegetables in our diet to get those important micronutrients, phytonutrients. And you also get 6 weeks of planned nutrition support and food prep guides. So those are your meal plans, 6 weeks of that, and you'll have a different one every week. You can kind of pick and choose if you want to follow the meal plans exactly, or you can just say, I'm going to have the lunch on this day, and I want to have the dinner on this day, or just however works best for you. It's definitely not real, you don't have to stay within the box of the meal plan. You also get food prep guides. So this is going to be step-by-step, like on Sunday. If you want to follow the meal plan exactly, fix this, this, and this, and then freeze this, this meat, and we'll unfreeze it later in the week. But every day it'll step through what you need to do to prepare to be successful for the day. You'll have 1 week of dedicated sugar detox, and it is an added sugar detox, so you still have fruit and natural sugars in your diet. A state-of-the-art app that will track your meals and food intake. So I'm going to do a demonstration of that here in a minute, and you'll get an idea of what that is. So it's an app where you can enter in your food and journal and follow along with the program. And then I can also see on my end what you're entering and give you any feedback or help that you might need. A guide to planning the right macros for you. So I'll have a calculator where you can go in and figure out how many proteins you need a day, how many carbohydrates, how many fats, just to help you have a guide to what you're doing. And then there's a weekly workshop call with the group, so you can always ask the other group members what they're doing, what they, maybe if their family doesn't like spinach, what did they swap out instead of spinach? And then you can always ask me, your coach, as well. So some more detail here. Again, you're going to be provided those recipe books or meal plans, and they'll be available online, and they'll guide you through each week of focus. They'll include grocery lists, which are great because then you're not stranded at the store wondering what to buy. And again, swapping out ingredients that maybe your family doesn't like or they're allergic to, then we can always work with that as well. After signing up, you're going to have access to that app I was talking about, and you can follow along with the program and communicate with me at any time. And then, I always usually get back with people within, depending on the time, if it's the same day, if it's within the day, probably within a few hours. If it's pretty late at night, it'd probably be the next day. You'll also be able to chat with your fellow participants and learn from each other. We kick off the program with 1 week of limiting sugar, giving your body a fresh start to start feeling great right away. And then we take 4 weeks to concentrate on individual areas of nutrition. And we'll finish out with 1 week of meal planning to get you started on working on your own. You may feel like you're really great at meal planning, and that's awesome, but you can always probably be a little bit better, and you might be able to pick up some low-hanging fruit on that. And again, a weekly coaching call. I usually have them on Tuesdays at 5:30, but I can be flexible on that, and I will always record them so that you can catch up with what we talked about. All right, I'm going to do a demonstration of the recipe books, the meal plans, and the app for you. So let me stop this share here, and I will go into my meal plans. Bear with me 1 moment. All right, here we go. So you should be seeing the recipe book here. And this is the meal plan for week 1. And as you can see, it's quite a bit of food. So if you're not hungry for the PM snack, then you can skip it for sure. You know, if you're not wanting the rice cakes with almond butter, you can leave those out. Always follow your hunger, of course. You'll see that some of the recipes are grayed out, and that just means that you are going to have leftovers that day. So for lunch on Monday, you made the cauliflower, kale, and lentil detox soup, and you made enough that you're going to have leftovers on Tuesday and Wednesday for that. So anything grayed out is actually a leftover. And you see that again with a turkey cranberry squash bowl. You're going to have that on Tuesday for dinner as well, but you can swap it around. You could have the kale lentil detox soup for dinner on Tuesday and have the turkey cranberry squash bowls for lunch on Tuesday. So that's definitely something that you can do. You can export the meal plan, and you'll see when you export it, there's going to be beautiful pictures of the food as well as the recipes, all the recipes, a copy of the actual weekly meal plan, a grocery list, which I can show you right here. So you can take that to the grocery and know what you need to get. And then drilling into one of these recipes here, if you're looking at it on the website, you can adjust the servings. So if you have a family that they're cooking for and you want to have more leftovers, so if it were me, there's 3 people in my family, I could double it, have 6 servings, then we could have it 2 times. So that's something that is an option. And when you change the servings, you see that it changes the amount of each item. So that is basically the meal plan. And you'll also see on these recipes, I don't see it here, but when you print them out, you'll see notes that you can add. They have suggestions like add garlic for more flavor, or add hot sauce if you want some heat, you know, those kinds of things to help you customize it to what you and your family likes. Okay, stopping that. And then we'll go back to the presentation here. 1 second. There it is. Okay, so I want to go through the actual app here. So this is the app, and this is the homepage right here. And if I scroll down, you're going to see the program come up here. So there's the 6-week small group nutrition program. I clicked on that. And if I scroll down, I'm going to see a description of the program, and then the modules. I'll see a description of the modules as well. And so there's that. And then if I click into the homepage again, and then I'm going to go to journals, I'm going to add in a meal here. And you'll find I haven't had any problem finding food in here. So protein, I'm going to type in protein powder and stuff for my protein shake, and we're going to see what comes up. And when I enter that in, I'm going to see the macronutrient breakdown for the protein powder here. And then next up, I'm going to put in some blueberries, and then you can see a running total of the meal coming up under the meal category. And what's cool too is when you enter in a food, I can see it on my side too. So I can maybe say, hey, could you have added some spinach to that to make it, to get some more vegetables in for the day. You know, that kind of thing to help maybe spur your creative juices as well. All right, so I think I've got everything in there, and I'm going to put in here, where did I eat the meal? I ate it at home. And how hungry was I before the meal? I'll specify that. And then how I felt after the meal. And then how did I feel before I ate? I was hungry. And then I felt settled after I ate the meal. And then I'll save. And now I can see how many calories, how many carbs, how many fats, how many proteins. And now I'm also going to add in my exercise that I did for the day. If I can type. There it goes. And it's cool because it comes up and it kind of tries to guess how many calories. And if it's not right, you can edit it and save that. And so now I'm well on my way to logging that first day. And there I can see my total number of proteins, fats, and carbohydrates, and then the number of grams, and then some more nutrient breakdown as well. All right. So that's the app. It's called Better. And again, a weekly focus on something different, one thing at a time. Don't get too bogged down in a bunch of everything at once. We get kind of detailed on one thing at a time. And then a weekly workshop and group call once a week. So, not seeing any questions here, but let me just tell you that by participating in this webinar, you can sign up with my code webinar10 and get 10% off the $200 group nutrition program and a free 3-day meal plan. And then I'm going to post the link for signing up and the link to get the 3-day meal plan. And I'll post these wherever I post the webinar. And if you do have any questions, you can contact me on my email and I will post that as well, or you can direct message me on my social media accounts. Have a wonderful day and thanks for watching, and I will talk to you later.